Hi Austin, this is Alan Cocker with ABC, former hitting coach for the Colorado Rockies and the Seattle Mariners. We're going to take a look at your video, draw some lines, and talk through this swing a little bit. Austin, the first thing that I look for is basically just balance, and we want to try to maintain balance and athleticism throughout the entire swing process, from setup to load to swing to extension and then through finish. So what I look for to make sure we're staying balanced is our knees stay inside of our feet and our head stays inside of our knees. As you can see here in your setup position, we're in a good athletic position. We got good bend in the knees right here. So I like where you are in your setup. We're going to run forward into the load phase, and the load is basically we are preparing to see the baseball. I'm gathering energy into the backside of my body. What I want to do is I want to gather energy to the inside part of this back leg. Again, keeping this knee inside that back foot. We don't want to sway with this back knee. We don't want to sway outside that foot, and we definitely don't want to sway with our head outside of your back knee. So as you can see here, we're in a good position there. We'll take this to the load phase. You got a nice little leg kick, but your head is staying nice and quiet, which is very, very good. Okay. When we get to the load phase, there's two parts of getting the foot down. I'm sure you've heard that term, get your foot down. Most hitters, and yourself included, the toe is going to hit first, as yours does, but it's not until this heel, back heel, firmly plants into the ground are we fully loaded. So at this particular point, again, we're going to check to see where we are. Definitely in a good position here. Knees inside the back foot, front knees inside the front foot. And again, we need to make sure that we've got good equal athletic bend in both knees, and you have that. So we're in a good position there. The other thing that I look for is we want to try to keep our hips square. Okay, we want to try to keep our hips square. You're in a good position here. And the other thing that I look for is I want to make sure that this front foot does not open any more than 45 degrees. So I'm going to draw a line here. We're going to see where you are in relationship with your front foot. You're at 48 degrees, and that, you know what, that's pretty good. We can definitely live with that. If this front foot opens up too much more than 45, then we run the risk of the front hip leaking early. The front hip starts the swing, and that just makes us vulnerable to pitches on the outer half of the plate, makes us vulnerable to off-speed pitches. So you can see here, Austin, you're in a pretty good position. One thing I would suggest is you have a little bit of flat bat, and I'd rather see this bat a little bit more at a 45. And the reason for that is as your hands start to come forward, you know, I don't want our hands to make this Nike swoosh type movement like this with the barrel in order to get our hands out front and the barrel to the baseball. So if we were a little bit more at this 45-degree angle right here, would be just a little bit more direct to the ball as we start to move into the swing phase. Okay, well, we're going to run forward, and first move is with this back knee. Remember, we gathered energy into the backside of this, or the inside part of this back leg. Now the first move will be the back knee, transferring that energy into the inside part of the thigh on the front leg. Okay, again, you've got good, nice bend right here in your knees. That's a good athletic position. That's a good position for your front side to receive the energy that the backside is transferring forward. Good position there. Again, we got a little bit of a flat bat. We'd rather be in this position here. Okay, we'll run this forward a little bit further, and you can see the backside is driving into the front side, right into there, which is good. Now we're going to start to get the hands working towards in front of our body to get us into a position where we can hit the ball in front of our body. Okay, first move is elbow tucks into this slot. You have done that. We now want to make sure that once it gets into that slot, it doesn't go past this back hip. Okay, what should happen now is when we get a little bit further, one more click, you can see here you've gotten just a little bit ahead of your power source. What we want to do is we want this back shoulder, this back elbow, and this back hip all to be in alignment right here. We've gotten our back elbow just a little bit in front of our power source, and that's just going to take away a little bit from the hands adding up with the energy that the lower half is driving into the ball. So would like to see more of a straight line with that shoulder, the back elbow, and the back hip. Okay, we're going to run it forward to contact, or to what we call the lag position. Your hands now are starting to work in front of your body. I think a little bit back here when we that flat bat, the barrel is dragging just a little bit. At this point, I'd rather see your hands more in this position, out here in front of your body, a little bit more. We had just a little bit of drag because we had a little flat bat, and that we just had a little bit too far to go to get our hands in front. But we'll run it forward to the contact position. Okay, we get to contact. We're in a good, strong position with our hands. We're palm up, we're palm down. Let's make sure that our head and eyes are looking right down this barrel at the point of contact. You've made a good transfer right here with your lower half. I like that. This knee is still inside this front foot. You've probably heard the term stay back or stay behind the ball. That simply means keeping this front knee inside this front foot. This front knee gets outside this front foot in this area, then we have not stayed back. We have not stayed behind the ball. But you can see you're clearly inside of that front leg, so you're in a good position. Okay, we're going to move forward. Going to move forward. All right, we get to extension, and again, because your hand, we had the flat bat here, and the hands didn't quite get in front of our body before we started to deliver the barrel. We're cutting off our swing just a little bit. At this point, both arms should be fully extended into a power V position, and we would get a little bit more extension through this baseball out in front. So again, I think it's the flat bat that's causing that a little bit. And you can see here we're starting to cut our swing off just a little bit. There should be just a little bit more of a loop in your finish up in this direction. Okay, we're going to run it forward. One thing that you really do extremely well, Austin, is you stay under balance throughout. I think that's difficult to teach, and you do a very good job of staying under balance. The one suggestion that I would make is that we just try to get that connection with that back shoulder, that back elbow, and that back hip, so that the hands work in front, and then as it's time for the barrel to release through the baseball, we've got some freedom because our hands have worked in front of our body. But you have a very good lower half. You have outstanding balance. What I would do is I would just get on a tee, and I would just take this thing step by step, and I would go extremely slow. I would get to the loaded position, making sure that front foot's no more open than 45, and then drive that back knee into that front leg. Then I would just try to tuck the elbow into that slot and make sure that it stops right in that slot, and now the hands start to work in front of your body. And as they do, you're going to find that you got a little bit more freedom to hit through the ball out in front of your body. So Austin, I want to wish you all the luck in the world, and